guys, and welcome to another battle report. So this is the first game of a Swedish tournament called TNQ, a very fun tournament, and I'm facing off the Highborn elves. So to start, to his left he have a unit of heavy cab with a command group, an eagle and a phoenix. So then he got to his right, he got a unit of sea guards, and then a unit of phoenix guard with his BSB in them, and then he got a unit of archers. In there he got his level 4 Path of White, and on that hill he also have 3 warhores and a lion chariot and a scouting unit of shadow warriors with a character of the same kind in that unit. As for my spells, I got Blessing and Phoenix Rises on one of my damsels, and the other one I got Cataclysm, Luminous, Bolt and Guiding Hands. And for my list, I will by the way have both my list and his list in the description below if you want to take a closer look at them. So to start, I have a unit of Grave Knights, a Treb, another Lance. That Lance I have my Lord in. Then I got another Aspiring Lance with my BSB and my damsel in it. And I got another Aspiring Lance with the other Mage in it, hiding behind that hill, for covering from bolt fire and stuff like that. So then I deployed a unit of fast cab behind the hill, as well as my Duke, also hiding from that bolt fire. Then I got a unit of archer with my reliquary in it. Behind that I got a treb, and I have a unit of vanguarded fast cab hiding behind that big house in the middle. So we got a little bit of a special scenario for this one. First of all, the big white house in the middle. If you are within it after turn 6 with a scoring unit, you gain 3 battle points. And the small chapel in the middle there, if you are within 6 inches with the most scoring unit, you gain 2 battle points after turn 4, and you gain 1 battle point if you kill your opponent's monster. So I need to kill his phoenix, which I hope I can do with my trebs, and he need to kill one of my castellan. And it's kind of embarrassing because I deployed my castellan in my knight's lances to have them jump out and shaft work, but you cannot actually do that. I found out recently thanks to another comments earlier from my latest YouTube video. So yeah, I misplaced that the whole tournament, so you don't need to point that out. I know I fucked up, but anyway, that's my deployment. And I finally got a unit of peg knights out on this flank. So he do get the first turn. He hide his phoenix behind the house, so I cannot see it with my trebs. He moves up his heavy cab a bit, and he flies his eagle behind his sea gods. And well, for movement, otherwise he didn't move much. He pushes his archer down the hill to give his bolter free firing range, but that's it actually. Not a lot of movement on his side. For magic, he get off a bolt on this lance, and he kill one of my knights. Then he got off the snipe spell onto my BSB, and he takes a wound onto him. Well, for my turn, I forgot to take a picture of his archer, his scouting archer, managed to kill 3 of my Grail Knights together with the bolters. So what I did here, I basically hide my Grail Knight inside a forest to give him some cover, and I pushes up my Lord's Lance a bit. You can see I have lost some more Aspiring Knights from other shooting, but that's basically it. I'm not pushing too far forward. I'm not afraid of him charging my Lord's Lance with his Chariot or anything, cause I got the heroic lethal blow, so I will probably just kill that Chariot in one go if I'm lucky. On the other flank, I want his Phoenix to move up in the middle, because if he moves up to his right, I will charge him with my Lord with the Dragon Lance. I think even though he got the 2-up ward against fire attacks, I think even if I slip one wound through, it will do D3 wounds, and I got my Hippogriff. I'll probably break that bird in one go and hopefully kill it if I roll well, so to say. Otherwise, if you go the other way, my Peg Knights can charge him. So we will see what to do with his Phoenix and his heavy cav. And yeah, that's it for my movement. Well, for my magic, I got a pretty good magic phase. I managed to get off Guiding Hand on my Treb, I Luminous Bolt off his Eagle off the board, and I got Blessing onto my Aspiring Knight over there. So I got a lot of tokens to place out all across my units. Well, this Treb will symbolize my collective failure of my Trebs. Both of them misfire. This one cannot shoot anymore this game, and the other one suffered a wound, unfortunately. So for the Highborn Elf, turn 2, he pushes up his Archer. He have taken his level 4 and move it into the Sea Gods. So his Archer are chaffing up my Lord's Lance. And that's basically it. He didn't move too much with any other units. His Archer unit managed to kill off my Grail Knights hiding in the forest. And his Sea Guard unit managed to do a lot of work on this Aspiring unit, killing, let's see, 4 of them and taking away the tokens. So in my turn 2, I first off charge my Errant Lance into the front of his Archer unit, so they will have to face me, and then I will charge my Realm Lance to get the right overrun. So I will overrun and hopefully I can hit his bolter, and that's the plan at least, and then I can just do a charge there. So I will, when I hit the bolter, I will wheel around, so I'll be out of arc of his Phoenix Guard, at least at the plan. So we will see how that one work out. But that was what I was thinking. Remember, this is early in the morning, so I haven't quite woken up yet. Well, on this flank, you cannot see it on the picture, but he have his Phoenix, his flow around to his left flank. So my Lord tried to charge it. I think I needed an 8 or 9. I failed it, so he didn't get in. I pushed up my Archer to shoot at the Phoenix because I need to kill it. Hope we'll do that. He got the counter on the Phoenix, by the way. So my Archer's job is to take away the counter, and then I will lob a Treb at it. I use my fast cab to block off his heavy cab who coming up towards me, and I move my Peg Knights out of the arc of his Phoenix. And here you can see my Peg Knights have moving out of the arc of the Phoenix, and they are prepared to charge his heavy cav if they would kill my peasant and overrun. If not, yeah, they will just keep the heavy cav away from my stuff. I think I need to be better at guessing distance, cause I didn't roll good at my overrun, by the way. I thought it was much shorter to the bolter than it actually was. So now I have put myself in a very bad position, to be honest. So I will get flank charged by his Phoenix Guard and his Chariot, and maybe in his Scout, I don't know. So that's not good at all. So my Lord's Lands are in a very shitty situation, unfortunately, and I blame early mornings for that one. And yeah, you can see now here he have flanked me with everything. His Scout character have also charged the flank of my unit in his turn 3, and then he pushes up his Sea Guards to be able to see my Aspiring Knights behind that impasse terrain in the middle. Well, his Archer unit are moving up to shoot off my Treb. His heavy cab charges my fast cab, and his Phoenix move over my Peg Knights for the second time. I've already suffered a wound from the moving over part. So they suffer another wound and another knights die, but they pass their panic check, thankfully. Magic, he didn't do much in shooting. He managed to shoot off my trap. And my Lord's Lance is gone. I don't know if he catches me or if I'm run straight off the board. It doesn't really matter. He pursued with everything, and he ended up as you can see on this picture. So for my turn 3, I pivot my archer. They can shoot at the Phoenix, and then I move my Lord and my Peg Knights out of sight of the Phoenix. And my plan here is, if his heavy cab charges my archer, I'll just flee and he will end up with a fail charge, and then I will slam into the flank with my Peg Knights and my Lord if he's not moving his Phoenix up in sight of my Lord. Well, on this flank I basically move my Reliquary and my Treb away from his Phoenix. I moved my fast cab up on the hill, so he needed a long charge to make it into them. I think an 11 or 12 or something like that. He could charge, but hopefully it will be a fail charge. And yeah, that's it for this flank. I move my aspiring units behind the hill to get some cover from bolt fire and stuff like that. And on this flank, I move my Aspiring Knights up behind that impasse terrain so his Seaguard cannot see them. I move my I charge my BSB out of the unit into his bolter, and he will overrun into the next if he killed the first bolter, and hopefully I can just take out his whole artillery hill with my BSB. Well, shooting didn't do anything. In combat, I managed to kill the bolter, or if we break, it doesn't really matter. I overrun into the next one anyway. So for his turn 4, his Phoenix once again moved over my Peg Knights, and he didn't do anything this time. And yeah, my archer fled. He redirected into my fast cab. I actually stand because he really needed an 11 or 12, but he made that 12 or 11 charge, unfortunately, so he's in with my fast cab, and that's not too good. And you can see on top there, he have moved within 6 inches with his Phoenix Guard and his Spearman to claim the objective in the middle. And well, his heavy cab killed off my fast cab, of course, no questions asked. And he moved up his skirmisher archer into that forest to shoot at my Aspiring Knights, but he didn't do much at all. And well, my BSB killed his last bolter and turned to face the Chariot because I want to charge the Chariot, and hopefully I can just break it or kill it next turn. So for my turn 4, my archer rallies, that's good. And I move my Lord and my Peg a little bit. They will not catch that Phoenix, unfortunately, but yeah, I conserve some points because this game isn't going very good for the humans at all. Well, I charge with my BSB his Chariot. He stand because if he would flee, he would run off the board. My errant unit charges Ballista, which is good because they get out of arc of his unit, and he will get far away from the Phoenix Guard when I overrun. And in a moment of weakness, I actually thought that a unit of Kingdom Knight could kill a unit of scouting Highborn Elf Archer, but no, that's not a good charge to take, especially since he is stubborn in the forest. I would probably win the first round of combat, but he is steadfast, and yeah, that's not a good charge, especially since I send in my Castellan, who he is supposed to kill. Not a good charge of me at all. I charge my Reliquary into his heavy cab, and he doesn't have a musician, so my hope here is hopefully I can, if I'm lucky, do a wound or two and win combat because I have a charge. If not, he will not do 6 wound to that thing in only a couple of turns, so he will stay. and hold up that unit for the rest of the game at least. Well, in these charges, of course, I kill his bolter and I overrun. Then my BSB didn't break his chariot, none of us suffered any wounds, so I won by 2 because I have a banner and a charge downhill. I win by 3, but he sticks, unfortunately. Well, in this combat nothing happened, it's a draw. He didn't do anything to me, I didn't do anything to him, and we both stick. In this combat he didn't do too much to me. I think he killed a knight and a 1 wound to my damsel. But that's it. I killed 1 or 2 of his guys. I actually won because I have a charge and a banner. But he made his steadfast. I don't think he's an elf, so we got 9 or 10 on everything basically. So he's stick. So well, this is his turn. His phoenixes charges my lance. I fled. I roll an 11 and I'm pretty close to the board edge, but I'm still on it. And that's basically all movement he does for this. He pivot his Lieutenant Seaguard to shoot at my archer unit. His phoenix move out of sight of my peg knights, doing the burning thing again, but I don't think he does any wounds to me this time. Well, he shoots some shots at my archer. I don't know how many of them died, but a couple at least, and I failed my panic check and I ran off the board. So he gets scored like a couple of points for that now. My BSB managed to break his chariot, and that's something at least. And in this combat ended very poorly for me. My lance breaks and he catches me when he runs me down. He must have done a wound on my reliquary in combat, and I lost combat, but I stick on a leadership 8 stubborn. And well, after a piss poor performance from my side, we ended the game turn 5. In my turn, my aspiring lance, you can see in top picture, rallies, but that's it. Nothing more happens. It ended up being me taking 3 points and he 17, so it's a big loss for the humans, unfortunately. If you have any comments to me, post them below, or if you just wanna trash my piss poor performance, post it below as well. It's always fun to hear, and feel free to like and subscribe if you want more of this, and yeah, have a nice one.